बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। उम्मीद है कि आप सब खैरियत से होंगे। हमारी आज की जो वीडियो है वो एमसीक्यूज बेस्ड है फर्स्ट ईयर इंग्लिश के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, वो स्टूडेंट्स पर्टिकुलरली जो कि फेडरल बोर्ड के हैं। और ये वीडियो जो है वो आपकी प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रिपरेशन मटेरियल है। इसके अंदर 300 एमसीक्यूज हैं आपकी प्रैक्टिस के लिए, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि जो बुक है वो न्यू है और अमूमन इसका जो मटेरियल है, प्रैक्टिस मटेरियल, वो अवेलेबल नहीं है। तो आपको ये वीडियो बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प आउट करेगी। जितने भी बच्चे फेडरल बोर्ड से वाबस्ता हैं या केपी के बोर्ड से वाबस्ता हैं, उन सब के लिए ये वीडियो बहुत हेल्पफुल होगी। और इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में, चूंकि हमारी ग्रामर में पंक्चुएशन का टॉपिक शामिल है जो कि अमूमन बच्चों को बहुत कंफ्यूज करता है, उसकी एक डिटेल्ड वीडियो मैं ऑलरेडी यूट्यूब पर डाल चुका हूँ और वो आपको मेरे चैनल पे मिल जाएगी या इस वीडियो के लिंक में भी वो आपको मिल जाएगी। चलते हैं हम आगे। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, मेरे चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब करें और वीडियोस को भी लाइक करें। हमारे फर्स्ट चैप्टर है रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ऑफ यूथ। ये जिन्ना की एक स्पीच है जो कि इन्होंने ढाका यूनिवर्सिटी के कॉन्वोकेशन में मार्च 1948 में डिलीवर की थी। उसका जो है कुछ हिस्सा हमारे पास मौजूद है। इसके एमसीक्यूज देखते हैं। अच्छा, एमसीक्यूज को डील आपने किस तरह से करना है कि आपने एक पेज और एक पेन लेना है और आपने बैठ जाना है और आपने क्या करना है। जैसे एमसीक्यू नंबर 1 है तो आपने 1 लिखा। 1 का आंसर हमें पता है क्या है, मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना। तो 1 के आगे आपने लिख दिया डी। 2 का जो आंसर है उसका अल्फाबेट लिख दिया उसके आगे। 3 का जो आंसर है करेक्ट, उसका जो अल्फाबेट है वो उसके आगे लिख दिया। ऐसा करने से क्या होगा कि आपकी प्रैक्टिस भी हो जाएगी, प्रिपरेशन भी हो जाएगी। आप पॉज करें वीडियो को पॉज करने के बाद अपने आंसर्स मेंशन करें और फिर उसके बाद आप वीडियो को रिज्यूम करके आंसर्स को चेक कर लें। इस तरह से जो है चैप्टर वाइज आपकी प्रिपरेशन होती चली जाएगी। तो यहां पे वीडियो को पॉज करें, अपने आंसर्स लिखें, वीडियो को रिज्यूम करें, देन चेक आउट योर आंसर्स। The text Responsibilities of Youth is an excerpt from the speech of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The text Responsibilities of Youth is an excerpt from the speech of Jinnah delivered at Dhaka University. The text Responsibilities of Youth is an excerpt from the speech of Jinnah he delivered on March 24, 1948. Pause the video, mention your answers in your notebook, then resume the video to check out your answers. Now listen to the answers. For a formal convocation address, Jinnah was not prepared. It is incumbent upon every Muslim to serve his people. Jinnah told the crowd that he was not addressing them as the head of state, but as a friend. It is far more difficult to construct than to have a militant spirit for the attainment of freedom. Pause your video, mention your answers in the notebook, then resume it to check out your answers. Your main occupation should be in fairness to yourselves, in fairness to your parents, and indeed in fairness to the state. Our experience has shown that an MA earns less than a taxi driver. Own extra grind means to have selfish reasons. There is an immense scope in technical education. The next chapter is his first flight, and it is a motivational story by Lamb of Flaherty, and he was an Irish novelist and short story writer. His first successful novel was The Black Soul. वही प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, पॉज करेंगे वीडियो को, आंसर्स को अपने लिख लेंगे और उसके बाद रिज्यूम करके इसके आंसर्स चेक करेंगे। द लेसन हिज फर्स्ट फ्लाइट, आंसर्स बताने लगा। द लेसन हिज फर्स्ट फ्लाइट वाज रिटन बाय Liam O'Flaherty. Liam O'Flaherty was a novelist from Ireland. The young seagull had 2 brothers and 1 sister. पॉज कर लीजिए वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को पहले लिख लें और उसके बाद फिर आप इसको चेक करें. नाउ चेक आउट योर आंसर्स. द यंग seagull was alone on his ledge because he was afraid of flying. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. The underlined area means stretch. The young seagull failed to muster up courage. The underlined area means gather. The young seagull was alone for the last 24 hours. Pause the video, write down your answers in your notebook, then resume the video so that you can check out the answers. Now I'm telling you the answers. The young seagull could see his father preening the feathers. The lesson, his first flight, conveys the lesson that one must have faith in his ability and must take first step. The young seagull failed to muster up courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. But for the life of him, he could not move. Who is he? The young seagull. And here comes your poem, Good Timber. That was written by Douglas Malloch, and he was an American poet, short story writer, known as Lumberman's Poet. Motivational poem है ये, and it was written in 1922. In case अगर आप किसी पोएम को रिव्यू करना चाहते हैं तो इसी वीडियो की जो डिस्क्रिप्शन है उसमें आपकी बुक की तमाम तर पोएम्स की जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है उसका लिंक मैं अटैच कर दूंगा, उसके अंदर लिख दूंगा. वहां से आप तमाम तर जो है पोएम्स की जो आपकी बुक में मौजूद हैं उन सब की एक्सप्लेनेशन उसके अंदर देख सकते हैं और सुन सकते हैं और सीख सकते हैं. वो लिंक इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मैं जरूर मेंशन कर दूंगा. सो हियर आर द एमसीक्यूज फ्रॉम गुड टिम्बर. आप इस वीडियो को पॉज कर लें, इसके आंसर्स को लिख लीजिए और फिर वीडियो को रिज्यूम करके इसके आंसर्स को चेक कर लें. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू. The poem Good Timber was written by Douglas Malloch. Douglas Malloch was an American poet. Douglas Malloch is known as Lumberman's Poet. Good Timber was composed in rhyming state. According to Douglas Malloch, the tree that never has to struggle for growth is what? पहले आप पॉज करें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को लिख लें, फिर आंसर्स को चेक करें. Now check out the answers. Scrubby thing. According to Douglas Malloch, a manly man is one who works hard. Good timber does not grow with ease. Pause the video, write down the answers, then come back for the answers. Now check them out. According to Douglas Malloch, that what grows in man and trees? Good timber. Where thickest lies the forest's growth, we find the patriarchs of both. Where thickest lies the forest growth, we find the patriarchs of both. Here patriarchs means leader. According to Douglas Malloch, the common law of life is no pain, no gain. The next chapter is From Mother with Love, perhaps the longest chapters among all, and it was written by Zoa Sherburne, who was an American author known for young adult fiction, and most popular book is Why Have the Birds Stopped Singing? Let's see the MCQs from this chapter. Here are the MCQs. Pause the video, mention your answers in your notebook, then resume it to check out the answers. Check the answers. From Mother with Love was written by Zoa Sherburne. From Mother with Love is a story of Minta Hawley. Father of Minta was John Hawley, and mother of Minta was Mary Hawley. Pause the video, mention your answers. then resume the video to check them out. Now I am letting you know the answers. When the story from Mother with Love begins, it is Saturday. Minta's father wanted to take Minta to the beach. Minta is a responsible girl. Minta wanted to go to Maryhill. Maryhill was a, पहले पॉज करें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को लिख लीजिए, फिर मैं बताऊंगा आपका आंसर्स. Now check them out. Maryhill was a boarding school. The physician of Minta's mother is Dr. Morton. You know perfectly well that you are just exactly like me. Who is you? Minta Hawley. The next chapter is It's Country for Me. Patricia Demuth write this story. और इनके एंसेस्टर्स आयरलैंड से थे और ये अमेरिकन ऑथर है. इन्होंने बुक लिखी थी जोल ग्रोइंग अप अ फार्म मैन. और इस बुक को जो है या इस स्टोरी को बेस्ट चिल्ड्रन बुक अवार्ड मिला था 1982 में. देखते हैं इसके एमसीक्यूज. पॉज कर ले वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को लिख लीजिए और उसके बाद रिज्यूम कीजिएगा ऐसे ताकि आप आंसर्स जान सकें. Now I'm going to tell you the answers. Joel Holland's ancestors were Irish. Joel was 13. Joel's small dog was Jessica. Joel spends more waking hours in farm. Joel Holland's mother describes Joel in one word, that is enthusiastic. Pause the video, mention your answers, then resume it in order to know the correct answers of these MCQs. Now I'm going to tell you the answers. Joel Holland works outdoors anywhere from 8 to 15 hours. The only time Joel minds working in is during early spring. Joel Holland thinks if he had to live in the city for a year, he would miss the change of seasons. Joel Holland takes farm learning seriously because he wants to become a farmer. Pause the video, mention your answers. Now resume it and check them. Joel's farm has been working for over 120 years. The Holland farm is near Scales Mound. The Hollands earn their money mostly from selling animals. The next chapter is choice of career. पॉज कर लें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को लिखने के लिए. आप खुद से इसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करें या बुक की मदद लें, लेकिन इसे सॉल्व जरूर करें. उसके बाद आंसर्स को चेक करें ताकि ये आपकी मेमोरी में स्टे कर सके. पॉज कर लें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को लिख लीजिए. इन द चैप्टर चॉइस ऑफ करियर हु वाज एड्रेस्ड. पॉज करके आंसर्स लिखें, रिज्यूम करके फिर इसके आंसर्स चेक करें. Now I'm going to tell you the answers. It was Kashif. One of the most important decisions that one will make in life is choosing a career. The first step in your choice of career is self-assessment. Pause the video, write down your answers, then resume it so that you can check out your answers. Now I'm letting you know. Daydreaming, over expectations, and setting unrealistic goals may detract you from your dream job. In the chapter Choice of Career, who wrote the letter, Dr. Jamshed, I would like to give some pragmatic suggestion. Pragmatic means logical. If one takes initiative in helping others and assist people in their critical state, he can opt for this profession, medical profession. पॉज कर लें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को मेंशन कर लें और अब इसके जवाब सुनें. If you are good at mathematics and numeracy, better to opt for management or finance. For each of your final options, consider potential outcomes and barriers. If you are pragmatic and practical in your choice of career, create your career action plan. The next chapter is The White Lamb, and that was written by Sero Khanzadian. He was an Armenian writer. His first book was The People of a Regiment, and he's the one who participated in the World War II. पॉज कर लें बेटा वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को मेंशन कर लीजिए, उसके बाद फिर वीडियो रिज्यूम करके अपने आंसर्स को चेक कर लें. बताने लगा हूं आंसर्स, जरा देखें. द स्टोरी द वाइट लैम्ब वाज रिटन बाय Sero Khanzadian. The main character of the story, The White Lamb, is Navaserd. Navaserd was an old gardener. Navaserd got greatly excited because of his son. And Arshak was Navaserd's nephew. Actually, he was nephew. Pause your video, write down the answers. Then come back towards the video, resume it, and you'll get the answers. Now I'm telling you the answers. From Arshak, Navaserd picked ripened watermelon. The age of White Lamb was 6 months. Arshak fell from the cherry tree and broke his leg when he was 11. After Arshak's graduation, he went to study to Moscow. Pause the video and mention your answers, then resume the video to check out them. The meek and timid lamb followed on his heels. Timid means shy. When Arshak came to the village, he visited the chairman. For Arshak's meal, Navaserd cooked shashlik. The story The White Lamb was translated by Faina Galagulva. Here is another poem, that is The World is Too Much With Us. इस पोएम की एक्सप्लेनेशन को देखने के लिए, डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन, आप जो है इस वीडियो में मौजूद डिस्क्रिप्शन को चेक करें. उसके अंदर उसका लिंक मौजूद है. तमाम तर पोएम्स के डिस्क्रिप्शन की वीडियोस मैं ऑलरेडी पोस्ट कर चुका हूं यूट्यूब पे, एंड यू विल सी देम देयर. ये कुछ इंट्रोडक्टरी पॉइंट्स हैं अबाउट दिस पोएम. विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ ने लिखा, जो कि रोमांटिक पोएट थे, एंड ही वाज आल्सो अ पोएट लॉरेट, and he is also known as the poet of nature. This poem is a sonnet, and as everyone knows, sonnet is a poem of 14 lines, and this poem was written during the first industrial revolution of England. Who wrote The World is Too Much With Us? पहले इसको पॉज कर लीजिए, और ये जो टाइटल है द वर्ल्ड इज टू मच विद अस में इसका आई कैपिटल होना चाहिए. मिस्टेकनली शुरू के दो एमसीक्यूज में आई स्मॉल है. बहरहाल पॉज कर लें वीडियो को, और आप अपने जो है आंसर्स को जो है लिख लीजिए, ताकि आप उसको टैली कर सकें. अब जवाब बता रहा हूं. हु रोट द वर्ल्ड इज टू मच विद अस, इस पोएम को किसने लिखा? ऑब्वियसली वर्ड्सवर्थ ने लिखा. What type of poem is The World is Too Much With Us? It is a sonnet. The poem The World is Too Much With Us was written during the first industrial revolution. Who are the gods mentioned in the poem? इस poem के अंदर दो gods का तस्करा है, वो हैं Proteus and Triton. इस स्क्रीन पे जितने भी एमसीक्यूज दिख रहे हैं, उसके आंसर्स को पहले आप लिख लीजिए. उसके लिए पॉज करें वीडियो को, फिर रिज्यूम करके उसके आंसर्स चेक कर लो. Here are the answers. What line does the speaker suggest that we are concerned with materials? We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. What does the sea give to the moon, her bosom? What does the speaker say he would rather be? अ पैगन, उसने कहा था आई वुड रादर बी अ पैगन, मैं इस खराब दुनिया से ज्यादा बेहतर चाहूंगा कि मैं पैगन हो जाऊं, वापस चला जाऊं उस दौर में जब लोग बहुत सारे खुदाओं की इबादत करते थे। पॉज कर लें इस वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को लिख लीजिए और फिर रिज्यूम करें वीडियो को इस अपने आंसर्स को चेक करने के लिए। नाउ आई एम टेलिंग देम, we have given our hearts away a sordid boon. Sordid boon means unpleasant blessing. The phrase sordid boon is an example of oxymoron, using two entirely different words together that are opposite in meaning. The stanza of 8 lines is called octave. Pause the video, write down your answers, then come back again towards the video. Now I'm telling the answers. What does the poem compare the wind to? Slipping flowers. What does the poem The World is Too Much With Us focus on? Taking nature for granted. The next chapter is The Blanket, and it was written by Floyd James Dell, an American editor, literary critic, novelist, playwright, and poet. And he is known for his work that is Friday Literary Review. The story The Blanket has been written by, पॉज कर लें वीडियो को पहले अपने आंसर्स को लिखने के लिए। नाउ चेक आउट द आंसर्स। Floyd Dell, Peter was 11. The blanket was a going away gift. Peter had not really believed his dad would send granddad away. Pause the video, mention your answers, then come back towards the answers. When granddad was about to leave at night, Peter and granddad were sad. Peter's dad was about to marry a lady. About the going away gift, Peter's stepmother was angry. And why she was angry? Because she thought it was a costly gift. The boy never wished his grandfather to go away. Pause the video, write down your answers, then resume the video in order to check out the answers. Now listen to the answers. At the end of this story, Peter, his father, and granddad began to cry. The story, The Blanket, conveys the message that we should take care of our elders. The third poem so far, and that is Ozymandias. Ozymandias की explanation के लिए again इस वीडियो के लिंक में मौजूद डिस्क्रिप्शन है तमाम तर पोएम्स का, प्लेलिस्ट है पूरी बनी हुई, आप उससे देखें, चेक करें, and you'll be able to understand what the poem reads, what the poem conveys. And it was written by Percy Bysshe Shelley, who was also a romantic poet like William Wordsworth, and he was a dramatist, novelist, and essayist. Ozymandias कौन है? A Greek name है ये, इजिप्शियन फेरो का, जिसका नाम था रैमसेस द सेकंड, यानी कि जो फिरौन था उनमें नाम था रैमसेस द सेकंड जो थे, उसका ग्रीक नेम है ओzymandias. और ये पोएम भी पिछले वाली पोएम की तरह, द वर्ल्ड इज टू मच विद अस की तरह, ये भी एक सोनेट है. सोनेट इज अ पोएम ऑफ 14 लाइंस. इस पोएम को लिखा था 1817 में और पब्लिश किया गया था 1818 में. चेक आउट द एमसीक्यूज. एमसीक्यूज को करने के लिए आसान सा तरीका ये है कि पॉज करें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को मेंशन करें और फिर पोएम वीडियो को रिज्यूम करके आप इसके आंसर्स को चेक कर लें. Now I'm telling the answers. Who wrote the poem Ozymandias? P.B. Shelley, Percy Bysshe Shelley. Ozymandias was Egyptian pharaoh. The traveler had come from an antique land. What had the travelers seen in the desert? A broken statue. Pause the video, write down your answers, and then resume the video to check them out. The expressions of Ozymandias on the face of the statue was skillfully mentioned. Where was my name is Ozymandias written? On pedestal of that colossal rack, boundless and bare. What is colossal rack? Huge damaged statue. Pause the video, write down the answers, then resume it to check out your answers. अब मैं बताने लगा हूं, चेक करें. Of that colossal rack, boundless and bare, underlined area is an example of alliteration. The message of the poem Ozymandias is pride hath a fall. The next chapter is a long walk home. ये उसके कुछ MCQs है. पॉज कर लें वीडियो को ताकि इसके आंसर्स को आप जो है लिखने के बाद चेक कर लें. बताने लगा हूं. नाउ चेक देम आउट. The story A Long Walk Home was written by Spanish writer Jason Boccaro. The storyteller of A Long Walk Home lived in the south of Spain in a little community called Estepona. Jason's father told him that he could drive him into a remote village called Mijas. इन तमाम MCQs के आंसर्स को आप लिख लीजिए. उसके लिए वीडियो को पॉज कीजिए, फिर रिज्यूम कीजिए ताकि आपको आंसर्स पता चल सके. अब टैली करें अपने आंसर्स को. From Jason's home, Mijas was 18 miles away. Jason's father told him that he could drive him into a remote village on a condition that he could take the car into be serviced. Jason promised his father to pick him at 4 p.m. Write down your answers, but before that, pause the video. Now I'm telling you the answers. When the movie finished, Jason got 2 hours late. Jason feared that his father would not let him drive again. Jason lied to his father that the car needed repair. Jason's father had already known the truth because he called the garage. Pause your video, write down your answers, then resume the video and check out the answers. Now I'm telling you the answers. I'm not angry with you, but with myself. It was spoken by Jason's father. Jason's father was very disappointed with him because he never expected his son to lie to him. Jason followed his father by the car about 5 miles per hour. Pause the video. Check out the answers. Now, seeing his father in so much physical and emotional pain, Jason learned a lesson that is, he should never lie to his father. When Jason dropped the car to be serviced, he thought to spend the time in watching movies. The next chapter is University Days, written by James Ruth Thurber, who was an American writer and artist, and one of the most popular humorists of his time. And the university that has been discussed in this chapter is Ohio State University. And you can check out the picture of this university in this screen. Now we are going for MCQs. Pause the video, check out the answers. Now, who is the author of University Days? Days का D capital होना चाहिए. Mistakenly D small है. And obviously he is James Thurber. The article University Days is humor. The Thurber passed all other subjects at the university except botany. Thurber had a problem of eyesight. During the labs of botany, Thurber's class dealt with the, पहले पॉज तो कर लें वीडियो, फिर अपने आंसर्स तो लिख लें, फिर चेक करें. Now I'm telling you the answers. During the labs of botany, Theobar's class dealt with the mechanics of flower, a phenomena of maladjustment. Maladjustment mean bad adjustment. I see the familiar lacteal opacity. Lacteal means milk like fluid. पॉज कर लें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को फिर लिख लीजिए और अब इनके जवाब सुन लीजिए. Thurber drew the shape of eye. Thurber is best known for his association with the New Yorker, which is the name of a magazine. What you do is what you are. It was written by Nick McWhirter, who was an American teacher, writer, cartoonist, and journalist, and his best work was Pea Soup. Pause the video, write down your answers. अब सुने इनके जवाब. Who wrote what you do is what you are? Nicky McWhirter, who tend to define and judge everybody in the term of work they do. Through the work and job title, we evaluate the worth of an individual. Pause the video, write down your answers, then resume to check out your answers. A person currently earns no money at job, and maybe he hasn't earned any money at a job for years. We assign that person to a limbo. A laid off auto worker may pump gas at his cousin's gas station. Laid off means a person who has been relieved from work. Labeling any profession just sounds painful to the author. पॉज कर लें वीडियो को, अपने आंसर्स को लिख लीजिए. अब जरा आंसर्स को चेक करें. I think some anthropologists ought to study an uncatalogued system of awarding respect. Anthropologist is the one who studies the science of human beings. Writers earn diddly dot. Diddly dot means to earn meager amount. Stay tuned for the part 2 of the video. इस वीडियो को यहाँ पे हम रुकेंगे और इसका सेकंड पार्ट जो है जल्द आप YouTube पे देखेंगे. एक छोटी सी गुजारिश है जो हमेशा करता हूँ, चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब करें और सेकंड वीडियो के आने का वेट करें. सेकंड वीडियो की जो लिंक होगा वो भी इस वीडियो की डिस्क्रिप्शन में मैं ऐड कर दूंगा, तो वहां से भी वो आपको मिल सकती है. So we will meet इंशाल्लाह ताला in the next video. तब तक अपना ख्याल रखिएगा, मुझे जरूर दुआ में याद रखिएगा. अल्लाह हाफिज.